Nick, Allie, what are some things account executive leaders, people who are leading account executives, can do to facilitate success during the self-sourcing prospect, whether it's like weekly meetings on Orum sales floor or whatever the thing? What are things that some leaders of account executives can do to help ensure self-sourcing is being successful? And Nick, we will start with you.
Yeah, I think the two things are, one, like you've got to have active conversations about it, and you have to hold the team accountable. And that sometimes requires looking an AE in the eye and saying, you need to be working a little bit harder. And like there's that quote, what gets measured gets, or what gets managed gets measured, one of the two, right? You need to be having active conversations with the team and have on your one-on-ones, the AE team should be bringing, here's what my outbound activity looked like this week. Here's the number of new people that I sequenced. Here's what my activity looked like. Here's how many net new meetings I booked. If you're not looking at those things every single week, it's going to be really easy for folks to hide from that hard work. So that's piece one. And then piece two is like, go prospect with your team. Go put a call block on the calendar. And as a leader, like there's nothing more heartening for your team to see you in the trenches with them, actually picking up the phone. And like you're going to get rejected, but that actually is kind of good for the team to see because it shows that like, all right, like no matter how good you get, you're still going to get shut down. It's still going to go hard, but you keep picking the phone up and, oh, shocker, Nick actually booked a meeting. He still got it. So those are my two recommendations. You've got to put a lens on it and you've got to go get in the trenches with your team, even if it's an hour once a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. One of the things that we do is a weekly call block with the whole team. So we'll all jump on sales floor. It's just the expectation that we all cold call, we all dial together. And it does not have to be cold calling, right? It can also be warm calling. It can be following up with like a call between the call to your champions or to people in your deals as well. So I think that's something that is important too. But to echo your sentiment, Nick, one of the things I'm a big believer in is yes, get on the phones, like book meetings, get rejected, like go through that experience with your people. And something fun that we'll do is sometimes I'll do spiffs. So if I book a meeting, let's say we book a meeting in a cold calling spiff or a cold calling block, I'll be like, okay, next person to, I don't know, book a meeting is going to get my meeting too. So now you have two meetings or things along those lines as well. So being in the trenches, I think one, just reminds you as well that sometimes it's really hard. Like sometimes it sucks and then other times it's amazing and you can kind of collab and share that experience. And yeah, who doesn't love like an extra meeting too?
We did a really fun one with the team that I work with where we did a spiff where there was a competition to see who could book the most meetings using like the call to action on the cold call of like, instead of being like, you know, are you open next Friday to meet? Saying, would it totally ruin your holiday season to get a meeting on the books in the next week? And like we really tried to like play it, like would it completely ruin the holidays for you if we booked? And the team had so much fun because they like were so excited to get to that point in the call with the CTA. It was a blast. I love doing stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Allie, Nick, thank you so much.
Thank you.